It was a great opening day for Major League Baseball. Welcome back to Passionate Take. Before I tell you how the defending champ Houston Astros, the New York Yankees, among other teams, performed on opening day, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so every time I upload new content, you are notified. It was a great opening day for Major League Baseball. All across the ballpark, there were fans in the stands rooting for their favorite team. Raise your hand if you were at the ballpark with your wife and your kids and enjoying a great day watching your favorite team, your hometown nine, take on the opponent team. It was just overall great atmosphere. I know a lot of people like to say that football have now overtaken baseball, but in my mind, to me, baseball will always be America's national pastime. Starting with the Houston Astros, who are defending champs after defeating the Philadelphia Phillies in 6 games. If you watched my previous episodes, you know the Houston Astros are a team that is very well run. They have great players. They have superstar players. They have players that complement each other very well. Also a great pitching staff, a great bullpen. The Houston Astros opened the regular seasons against the Chicago White Sox. In this game, Houston's fan, I know Jose Altuve did not play in this game. Framber Valdez, the Houston Astros starting pitcher, he threw 5 scoreless innings. Keep an eye out for him this year as we look for a player that could win the Cy Young. Framber Valdez has been great in several years, but he hasn't had the opportunity to win the Cy Young because it always seems like he's overshadowed by Justin Verlander. But now that Verlander has signed with the New York Mets in the offseason, watch for Framber Valdez, and he's also a crucial starting pitcher that is going to be essential to Houston's success this season. But this game, it was a low-scoring affair. The Houston Astros were leading this game until the 8th inning when Grandal hit a home run, and later in the 9th inning, Ryan Presley allowed a double to Andrew Vaughn. Ultimately, the White Sox won this game 3-2 over the Houston Astros. Yordan Alvarez, remember his names as we talked about this season. He is going to be a monster player for the Houston Astros. Those of you who watch the Astros, you know this team is going to go as far as players like Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman, and Yordan Alvarez. I know I left out one player, maybe 2 players. That is Jeremy Pena and also Jose Altuve. But the crucial player and the player that you saw won last year when they were in the divisional rounds against the Seattle Mariners. Who was it that hit the walk-off home run? That was Yordan Alvarez. Again, when the Astros had a chance to clinch and win the World Series, who homered off Alvarado? Again, it was Yordan Alvarez. Just to give you a reminder, Yordan Alvarez wasn't an international signing. The Astros did not draft him. The Astros acquired Yordan Alvarez from the LA Dodgers. One of the best trades for the Astros in Astros history, but also one of the most lopsided trade ever in Major League Baseball history. Now, Josh Field, the player that the Astros gave up in order to acquire Yordan Alvarez, has some great years, and he was used as a setup man for the LA Dodgers. But Yordan Alvarez and the Astros have him locked up to an extension. He's going to be a key piece for the Houston Astros' success, just like David Ortiz was for the Boston Red Sox. And you know who acquired Yordan Alvarez? It wasn't James Click. It was former Astro general manager Jeff Luhnow. So the Houston Astros snapped their 10-game winning streak on opening day. The Astros, up to this point, have always wanted opening day. There were a lot of excitement in the building. People that were at the juice box were pumped. They were ready to go. They know this team was going to do well. There was the parade before the game. They hang the 2022 banner. They also wear their gold themed jersey. It was just a fun day to be at Minute Maid Park. I know the result is not what Astros fans wanted, but understand, this is one game in 162, okay? So the Astros dropped the season opener to the Chicago White Sox. Also, keep an eye out in the American League. You look at the New York Yankees, who in my previous show I mentioned they are going to be the rival. They are going to be the team that the Yankees, if the Yankees want to make it to the Fall Classic, they have to go through the Houston Astros. The Yankees were up against the San Francisco Giants at Yankee Stadium. Yankee fan, more specifically, Aaron Judge fan, I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. Aaron Judge hit a home run in his first at-bat. Congratulations. Now, let's see if he do it in the postseason. Part of the reason why the Yankees haven't done well in the postseason is because players like Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, DJ LeMahieu, but LeMahieu performed to a certain extent, but guys like Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, and specifically Aaron Judge, who signed a massive deal, 9 years for $360 million. The Yankees invest a lot in him. They do not want him to just perform in the regular season. It's all about the postseason, playing in the Fall Classic. So the Yankees won their home opener over the Giants 5-0. Garrett Cole also struck out 11 batters. That's a good sign for the New York Yankees. Garrett Cole is another one of these pitchers. I know he had his good moments with Yankee, but when the Yankees signed him to $324 million, he's the stopper. He's the ace of the staff. Again, he has to deal with the same thing Aaron Judge has to deal with. Playing under the bright light of Yankee Stadium, and when the pressure's on, which is when the Yankees are in the postseason, they have to perform. They have to play better. And guys like Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole are crucial to their success. These two players are absolutely vital. So it's a good start for Aaron Judge and specifically Garrett Cole. Let's stick with the American League East. A team I want to mention to you, and a team I say you should look out for, is the Baltimore Orioles. This team is young. They are hungry. They want to make the postseason. They have the pieces. They also have players, pitchers, and position players down in the minor leagues that are ready to come up to the show and show the fan in Baltimore at Camden Yard what they can do. Okay? But their catcher, Adley Rutschman, he is going to be a phenomenal player for this years to come. Rutschman homered in the first inning, also collected 5 hits in this game. The Baltimore Orioles defeated the Boston Red Sox 10-9. The Orioles show you that they can't only pitch, they can also beat you in a slugfest if it needs to come to that. And this team may not have a lot of name recognition, a lot of players that other fans would know of, but that's what's so dangerous about this team. I know when people look at the American League East, they focus in on the Yankees, rightfully so, and also the Toronto Blue Jays with Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero, George Springer, and the Tampa Bay Rays. Kevin Cash always has the Tampa Bay Rays right there in the thick of things with Wander Franco competing to make the postseason. But the Baltimore Orioles, I really like the makeup of this team. They have good young players. They have players that are hungry. They have players who wants to make the postseason. So that was also, if you are an Oriole fan, you must be delighted to see your team winning on opening day. The MVP, a player that, to me, is the best player right now in Major League Baseball. I know he didn't win the MVP last year. It was Aaron Judge. But Shohei Ohtani has been a phenomenal player. He is the reincarnate of Babe Ruth. Shohei not only can hit for power, he's a power pitcher. He is also a pitcher that has several pitches in his arsenal that can strike out any batter. He gets a lot of swing and misses. But once again, Angels fan, I know you are frustrated. You are frustrated to no end. Whenever you have Shohei Ohtani on the mound, you have to win the game. Shohei Ohtani in this game pitched 6 scoreless innings with 10 strikeouts. And yet, a team that has Rendon, that has Renfroe, that has Mike Trout, could only muster 1 run in this game. And they dropped their opening day game to the Oakland Athletics. This is just, Angels fans, I know you're frustrated. You are frustrated with Artie Moreno, who owns the team. Supposedly, he was thinking about selling the team, and now he's keeping the Angels. And you are so worried about Shohei Ohtani because we saw, those of you who watched the World Baseball Classic, how about that? It was great, right? Shohei Ohtani in Japan, the country that won the World Baseball Classic, he struck out his teammate, Angels teammate, Mike Trout, to win the World Baseball Classic for Japan. And I know both these guys are teammates. They are both excellent players. They are both players that are going to be remembered for years to come. And whenever they retire, they would definitely be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. But when you look at this team, they have Mike Trout under a big contract for this year. But my problem with the Angels is they have not spent wisely in the past. They have got players that may have done well for that team, but once they get to that organization, they were either older in age and they didn't perform as well. I think of Albert Pujols, also Josh Hamilton. We know about all his substance abuse problem. And now, if they were to sign Shohei Ohtani, I'm not going to delve deep into the contract that Shohei Ohtani could sign, but you can guarantee there will be bidders for him. So will the Angels trade Shohei Ohtani if they are not in the postseason in order to ensure that he doesn't leave? And if he leaves and they extend a qualifier off, all they get is a pick back for him. Now also it might be too late for them to trade Shohei Ohtani to get maximum value for him. But as long as you have him on the team and you know there's going to be bidding service for him once he hit free agency with the Yankees wanting him. I know Andrew Freeman out in the Dodgers, out in LA wants him. Stephen Cohen, the owner of the New York Mets, he's willing and he has the resources to throw $500, $600 million possibly to one Shohei Ohtani. That just tells you, whenever you are on Passionate Take, you are on my show, I will always make sure to give you analysis that other networks may not give you. But one of the things I want to mention to you is this. Shohei Ohtani, an Angels fan, and Angels players specifically, need to realize that every time he's on the mound, they have to be able to score and win those games. These are the kind of games, let's say the Angels, who hasn't been in the playoff in almost a decade, if they don't make the postseason this year, they can look back to games like this, what they let an opportunity go by without winning the game. And that is going to be a huge problem for the LA Angels moving forward. That they can't win this game when the starting pitcher gave them a quality start, did everything he could, but they just couldn't score enough runs. How about the team that went to the Fall Classic last year representing the National League? The Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies play host to the Texas Rangers. It was a game that it was great to see the Texas Rangers. I mentioned this team. The Texas Rangers have a lot of players on their team that this game was played at Globe Life Park in Arlington. It was just great to see Jacob DeGrom out there pitching, and I know what Rangers fans are thinking. They have spent a lot of money, especially up the middle infielder with Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. Then they signed Jacob DeGrom to 5 years, $185 million. He is the ace of the staff. I know they also got Eovaldi, But Jacob deGrom cannot do what he did yesterday, giving them 3 2/3 innings and get run from the game. Jacob deGrom is the ace of the staff. I know he's coming back from injury. And Jacob deGrom, this is my whole issue with him. Whenever he's able to pitch, for the most part, he pitched very well. 2-time Cy Young winner. But his availability to the Texas Rangers is a huge problem. And they are investing a lot of resources into him. He needs to perform for the Texas Rangers. And that division, the National League, the American League West, which has the Houston Astros, which also have the Seattle Mariners. If the Texas Rangers are to make some noise, they cannot do, Jacob deGrom cannot give them that kind of start going forward. I know they won the game, but Jacob deGrom has got to be much more efficient, has got to give them length. That bullpen is so shaky, he cannot leave after 3 2/3. Okay. Also, the New York Mets, who spent, seems like Steve Cohen, which is throwing out money to anybody who was a great baseball player, but who didn't have a team. He spent nearly $500 million in the last offseason. If they had signed Carlos Correa, that would have been $800 million spent in one offseason. Max Scherzer took the mound for the New York Mets. They won their opener over the Miami Marlins. Max Scherzer, huge news out of New York. Justin Verlander is on the IL. They are counting on Verlander and Scherzer, along with some of their position player Lindor, to come up big this year. Brandon Nimmo, to come up big this year for this team in order to perform well and make it to the postseason. We'll see how it does. Buck Showalter is a good manager. He has managed different organizations like the Yankees, like the Orioles. Let's see now that he has the resources, and we know Steve Cohen is not shy about spending money. Can they challenge a team like the Atlanta Braves, who are so always a pest, and a team that 2 years ago won the World Series? So it's going to be a very tough going for the New York Mets. And also, they have to fend off what you would think in the National League West, the San Diego Padres and the LA Dodgers. Let me know how your opening day experience was. Write it in the comments. Tell me what you did on opening day, what food, what snack you enjoyed at the ballpark, or did you just watch it at home with your family? It was a great day. Baseball is a longevity of a season. There's 162 games. If your team did not win yesterday, there's no reason to fall off the ledge today. It's 162. They still have 161 games left to go. I know a lot of people will be asking me, what are my thoughts now? Because I mentioned, who do you think will win this year's World Series? I think the Houston Astros will win the World Series this year. When I watched the Astros game and I saw what was going on, I understand. I put in the fact that they are without Michael Brantley, who's their starting left fielder. They were also without their all-star second baseman, Jose Altuve. And it's the first game of the season. A lot of people will ask me, what do I think? Am I concerned about the Astros? No, I am not. The reason for this is just so much veteran leadership in this clubhouse. I want to talk specifically about Ryan Pressly for a minute. Ryan Pressly, to me, is an elite closer. Okay, I know a lot of people give notoriety to Josh Hader with the Padres for what he's done with that team, especially this time with the Brewers. But Ryan Pressly is an impressive closer. But the fact that he closed for the Houston Astros and there's not a lot of media paparazzi around here, he doesn't get the notoriety he deserves. And he struggled in yesterday's game, giving up 2 runs. Usually, Ryan Pressly is money in safe situation. I know Astros fans, some are still not on the Ryan Pressly bandwagon. I think he's an elite closer, a closer that can get you the 3 outs. He may allow a walk or hit here and there, but he will get you the necessary 3 outs so you can move on to the next game. And the Houston Astros, for this part this year, when I look at this team, those of you who are worried about any hangover, I just don't see it with this team. There is just so much veteran leadership in this team. They have guys like Bregman, like Kyle Tucker, like Jose Brady, who they signed from the Chicago White Sox. Also, in their pitching staff, I know Lance McCullers Jr. is not on the team right now. He's injured, but he's a motivational guy who will galvanize the team. Also, Michael Brantley does a great job with this. And Jose Altuve. And their manager, Dusty Baker. He knows it's a long season, so Astro fan, just relax. There's no reason to get concerned. Of course, they would like to win the game. They didn't win the game. But like I said, it's a long season. Let's see how all these things play out. Make sure you mention who you watch. How was your opening day's experience in Major League Baseball? And let's see how this season progresses. Some of the issues, it's your pick. Are you concerned about the team that you picked to win the World Series after seeing one game, see the team? Because let me tell you, it's a long season. Let's just watch and see how it shakes out with all these teams, the injuries that will happen, also the new players that the teams will acquire at the trade deadlines. So it's opening day. It's a holiday. I know technically it's not a federal holiday, but Major League Baseball opening day is a holiday for everybody across the United States. We all enjoy baseball. We watch it. We enjoy it at home. We enjoy it at the ballpark with our wife and kids. We just enjoy a great day of baseball, watching your hometown nine take on the opponent team and getting that W. Make sure you tell your family, your friends, your loved ones, your neighbors, anybody that you come across, you want the best take in Major League Baseball, you come to Passionate Take. I'm very knowledgeable in this area. You make sure you tell your friends anything that they want to know about Major League Baseball. I will cover it here. I will cover the important news. Anytime we have breaking stories, any big trades, any major injury to a player, how it will affect the team, and how it will affect that team going forward. Anybody that's notable has been moved from one team to another, I will cover with you. So make sure you spread the word. Tell people to watch Passionate Take so we can talk more about Major League Baseball. Before I sign off, make sure you smash the subscribe button, click the bell notification, so every time I upload new content, you are notified. Also, make sure you give my video a thumbs up. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.